Bookish friends. Today I'm going to do another tag video. The name of this tag is Finally Fall Book Tag. I was tagged by Veronica at V Reads and Rambles. She's a very good friend of mine, and we will do a buddy read together next month. And I want to thank her for tagging me because this was a tag that I wanted to do. I will put the links for her channel, her tag video, and the original tag video in the description box below. Before getting on with the questions, I want to say that fall is my favorite season of the year. But unfortunately in Izmir we do not have a very long fall season. We have a very long summer season, as you can see from my top with no sleeves. It's near the end of October, and I still wear this at home. But even though the season for fall is very short in Izmir, it still is my favorite season. So let's get on with the questions. First question says, in fall the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. I want to say Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. The sense of space in all Jane Austen books are actually quite descriptive, and the setting is vivid, but especially in Northanger Abbey because it's also a parody of the Gothic romantic novels. The setting of Northanger Abbey plays a very important role in the book. So I can say that Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen has a very vivid setting. The second question is, nature is beautiful, but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written, but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. I'm going to choose a novella by Frederick Backman, and every morning the way home gets longer and longer. This novella deals with Alzheimer and the loss of memory. Although it is very short, it is very emotional. I think you should read it. Question 3. Fall is back to school season. Share a non-fiction book that taught you something new. I'm going to choose A Little History of Philosophy by Nigel Warburton. We read this as a part of my real life book club, I think in May. Although I did not love the book, and I actually gave it 3 stars, it still taught me something new because I'm not really into philosophy in general. So even though chapters were really short, I learned many things about philosophers and their way of thinking in a condensed way. So I can say that this book taught me some things new. Question 4. In order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people we love. Name a fictional family, household, friend group that you'd like to be a part of. My answer for that question is the friend group. Actually, I call them the gang. In the first era of Mistborn, they're a bunch of misfits, but they get along very well and they have a very strong sense of friendship between them. I have 2 distinctive favorites among them. One of them is Sazed, and the other one is Breeze. Question 5. The colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall-colored spines. Wow. So many physical books, which will really be interesting in my channel. Yes. So these are the 5 books that I've chosen in my own and my parents' bookshelves. I'm going to talk a little bit about them. The first one is called Nar Ağacı, meaning a permanganate tree. It is a historical fiction. It's in Turkish. It is written by Nazan Bekiroğlu. I have not read it yet. I have just ordered it, I think in last month. I really enjoyed the cover of this book, so it's a cover buy for me. The other one is Khaled Hüseyin's A Thousand Splendid Suns. It's the Turkish translation version, but I think the cover, there is a paperback cover that looks like this in the English version as well. I read this book and I cried a lot. It's a historical fiction that takes place in Afghanistan. The third book is The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. It's the Turkish translation version again. I read this book. I enjoyed it a lot. I gave it 5 stars. It's a very good thriller book. The fourth book on this pile is called Little Bee by Chris Cleave. It's the Turkish version again. I also read this book. I did not like it as much as some people did, but it was a fine historical book. And the last book is a tome, as you can see. This book is called Monsoon by Wilbur Smith. It's one of my father's books. Although I'm not sure, I think it's a historical fiction book because my father also loves historical fiction, and especially the books about historical wars. This book has a very good rating on Goodreads. I want to try it, but I am intimidated by the size. The sixth question is, fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein somebody is telling a story. In The Alice Network by Kate Quinn, one of the protagonists tells the story of her life when she was a spy in the First World War. It's a historical fiction book. I enjoyed the book a lot. I want to read more Kate Quinn. The seventh question is, the nights are getting darker. Share a dark, creepy read. I'm going to mention the last book that I have finished, Dr. Sleep by Stephen King. I'm not going to say much about it because I will do my review on the end of the month wrap-up. But there was a scene in this book which was the scariest scene that I have ever read in a book. I really enjoyed the book. The next question, the days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. I'm going to mention a short story that I have read very recently, Kashtanka by Anton Chekhov. It's a story about a little dog who loses her owner and then finds another owner who works as a clown in the circus. It's really a heartwarming story, as it says in the question. It's very short. Please do read it. It's so cute. The second to last question, fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you'd like to return to soon. I included this book in my Believe-a-thon TBR, so I'm definitely going to read it. Pollyanna by Eleanor H. Porter. It was my favorite book when I was a little girl. I reread it many times and I could not get enough of that book. And I'm really excited to reread it because I really want to know what I would think of that book. And the last question is fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. I don't have many cozy accessories. I do not wrap up in a blanket, as you can see in my outfit again. But I want to show my Kindle cover, which has fall colors. I think this could be my fall accessory, although it's not very cozy. And lastly, I want to thank all of you who want to do this tag, actually. But I want to mention 3 of my booktuber friends. My lovely friend who gave the idea of Turkish word of the day, chastity, Gaia Athena, and girl who books build. But as I've said before, if you want to do this tag, please consider yourselves tagged. Please comment down below if you want to do this tag, what do you think about the questions in this tag, and you can answer just one of the questions if you want. And please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye. As for Turkish word of the day, I think the word was obvious to me. It will be fall. Fall means sonbahar in Turkish, and sonbahar is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day.